Okay. Dear students, today's topic is fifth pillar of Islam, Hajj, that is called pilgrimage. First of all, basic meaning of Hajj, and then the meaning of Hajj in Islamic terminology. So these questions will be asked. Basic meaning of Hajj, the intention to visit. If we are making intention for visit to any place, in literal meaning that is called Hajj. जियारत करने का इरादा करना, ziyarat ka irada, to see anything, to visit any place. If you are making intention, this is called Hajj. But in Islamic terminology, it means to intend, to make intention to visit the Holy Kaaba in a prescribed manner and during the prescribed time. It means you are to make intention to visit to Holy Kaaba and some other places like Mina, Arafat, Muzdalifah in a prescribed manner. It means that is the manner, that is the matter which is told by the Prophet ﷺ. According to that, you are to make intention to visit during the prescribed time, because time is also very limited. That is the month of Zulhajj. So if you are going there with this intention, so then Hajj will be considered. Otherwise, Hajj will not be considered. It means specific method should be adopted and the specific time should be adopted. So then this will be considered as Hajj. So you are to understand that meaning of Hajj in Islamic terminology, to intend to visit the Holy Kaaba in a prescribed manner during the prescribed time. Prescribed manner mean method. That first of all you have to go to Mina, then you have to go to Arafat, then you have to go to Muzdalifah, then again you have to go to Mina, and then you have to perform Rami in these days, then you have to perform Tawaf, all these things. So this is the specific method which is told by the Prophet ﷺ, which is prescribed by the Prophet ﷺ. This method is very important. So I have done meaning in Islamic terminology. And now the next is date of compulsion. When Hajj became compulsory over Muslims. So Hajj became compulsory on in ninth year of Hijrah. 18 after the migration of the Prophet ﷺ towards Medina, 9 years will pass, so then Hajj became compulsory, obligatory over the Muslims. It means that is the last pillar which was made obligatory over the Muslims few years before the death of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. So after this, Holy Quran and Hajj. There are some references which shows the importance of Hajj, and in these verses Allah has given the order to perform Hajj. First verse is وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. Allah said Walillah, that is the right of Allah. Allah ka haq hai. Alan nasi, over the people. That is the right of Allah and that is the obligatory thing over the people. Which thing? Hijjul Bayti, to perform Hajj of his house. House means house of Allah, means that is called Baitullah Khana Kaaba. But who will do it? Man istata'a ilayhi sabila, that man owe to Allah. It means those who can afford the journey. Man istata'a, who has the istitaat, who has affordability, who can do it. Physical affordability and financial affordability. So these people are bound to perform Hajj. And that is the right of Allah and that is the compulsory thing over the people. Now, translation is written, pilgrimage to the house is a duty that men owe to Allah It means that is the duty over the people as a right of Allah. Man owe to Allah mean as a right of Allah, those who can afford the journey. Next is وَأَتِمُّ الْحَجَّ وَالْعُمْرَةَ لِلَّهِ. Accomplish, complete the Hajj and the Umrah for Allah, lillah, for the sake of Allah. Another thing, Al-Hajj Ashhurun Ma'lumat. The Hajj is to be performed in the months that are well known, Ma'lumat. Because I have told you, in during the prescribed time, 5 days are called days of Hajj, and 3 months are called months of Hajj. Understand this thing. 3 months, Zulqada, Zulhijjah, and before this Shawwal, Zulqada, Zulhijjah. So these 3 months, it means Shawwal after the month of Ramadan. Shawwal, Zulqada, Zulhijjah, these 3 months are called the months of Hajj. And 5 days are called days of Hajj. These are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of Zulhajj. The month of Zulhajj, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These 5 days are called days of Hajj because Hajj activities are performed in these 5 days. So Allah is saying Hajj is to be performed in the months that are well known. I have told months of Hajj and I have also told days of Hajj. Next, Holy Prophet and Hajj. Holy Prophet advised. Holy Prophet ordered, you can say. He said, pilgrimage has been ordained for you people, so perform it. It means pilgrimage has been ordered for you. This is the order of Allah over you, so you are to perform it. It means that's it. That is the advice of the Prophet towards the people because Hajj is obligatory over you. Hajj is first. Hajj is the fifth pillar of Islam, so you are to perform it. Next thing, Holy Prophet showed the reward of this. How by Hajj the sins of the people will be forgiven, will be removed. As Holy Prophet said, if anyone performs the pilgrimage for Allah's sake, it means for Allah's sake means for the sake of Allah, for the will of Allah. Allah ki raza ke liye, not to show off the people that a person is very good, he is the Haji. No, for only for the sake of Allah, without talking immodestly. It means, and during this, it means intention was good for the sake of Allah, and activities were also good without talking immodestly. It means there should be no useless talk, useless use, misuse of tongue. That is called talking immodestly. For example, misuse of tongue, like if a person is backbiting during that time, this is the misuse of tongue. If a person is fighting with other, this is a misuse of tongue. If any person is abusing, this is misuse of tongue. If any person is misguiding other people by tongue, this is misuse of tongue. So this is called talking immodestly. And if a person is misusing his tongue in wrong deeds, it means those things which are not to be discussed, but he is discussing. So misuse of tongue should not be done there. And the second thing, acting wickedly. He should not act that is wrong, like fighting, like killing, like doing some wrong things, like missing the prayers, like misuse of eyes. Not no action should be wrong. So if a person will perform Hajj in these three conditions, it means intention is good for the sake of Allah, and no misuse of tongue, no misuse of body. It means no wrong action are done. So then, if a person will perform Hajj in this way, so he will return from free, he will return free from sins as on the day his mother bore him. It means this person will become free from all the sins, all his sins will be forgiven, and he will become sinless as he was on the day when he was born. When he came in this world, he was without any sin. In the same way, when he will perform Hajj with these conditions, so his all the sin will be removed and he will become very innocent and he will become sinless. It means this is the great benefit of Hajj, forgiveness of all the sins. Next is, sorry, the next point, paradise. Holy Prophet said, Hajj, which is free from sins and defect, is rewarded with paradise. It means if a person will perform Hajj without sins, without any defect, without any fault, so then the reward is paradise. In the previous topic, we have discussed that the benefit will be all the sins will be forgiven, and in this hadith, Holy Prophet has told his reward will be for him as paradise will be given to this person. So paradise will be provided to him. Next one is for whom pilgrimage is obligatory, on whom pilgrimage is compulsory. Who is bound to perform Hajj? First of all, Hajj should be performed as obligation only for once in life. It means as fasting is obligatory 30 days or 29 days, the complete month of Ramadan, this is obligatory over all the Muslims. But Hajj should be performed as obligation only for once. It means if a person is performing Hajj only for one in his life, this is enough. And if he wants to perform Hajj again and again, it will be considered as extra. But obligation is only for one time. And an act of ibadah for all the Muslims. So this is compulsory only for once. There are some conditions for it, such as it is obligatory on every person who is adult, baligh, mature. If a person is not the adult, like child, there is no obligation over the child to perform Hajj. Because when he will become young, mature, so then Hajj will be obligatory over him if he is having some other conditions. First is adult who is sane, intelligent, who is not the mad person. Because how can you force a mad person to perform Hajj? Who is free Muslim? Because in the past, some people were slaves, and slaves were bound to obey their master. So Hajj is obligatory over the only free Muslim who are independent and they can perform Hajj easily, who is free Muslim. It is obligatory on those who have sufficient money. It means who can afford the journey, who has sufficient amount. So then they will be able, then they will be forced to perform Hajj. This sufficient money means to pay for their journey to Mecca. It means they should be able to bear the expenditure of traveling towards Mecca. They must have the money to travel easily towards Mecca, towards Baitullah, to pay for their journey to Mecca, to have sufficient money to meet all the expenses during their stay over there, because they will stay there for few days. As please wait. Sorry to yourself. So sufficient amount should be, because he will have to bear the expenditures there, like he will stay there, he will use any hotel. In the same way, he will have to eat something, to drink something. So all these expenditures should be borne by that person. He must have sufficient amount. And the next point is to sustain his dependents and household until his return. Mean understand this point. As you know, if a person is the father and he is going for Hajj, he has some subordinates like wife, like children. So if he is going, he must give sufficient amount to his family members so that in his absence they should not beg. In his absence, they should be able to sustain easily. They should be independence in his absence. So all it means the family member should be not suffered about the I think lack of money. He must give because he is responsible to provide all the facilities. So he should give sufficient amount to these family members. So in his absence, they should live properly without any problem to sustain his dependents and household until his return. So this is called, it means sufficient amount. Next is, it is obligatory on those who are physically fit. Before this point was financially fitness, and now this is the physical fitness. If a person is having any injury, any other disease, any other problem, and he is unable to travel, so how can Islam force him to perform Hajj? So Hajj is not binding on the people who are sick and who are unable to undergo to bear the hardship of long journey, because that is long journey. So they must have the physical fitness as well, so then they will be forced to perform Hajj. Next is, this is the condition only related to female. A woman is not allowed to proceed to pilgrimage without a mahram male. It means female, they are not allowed to go alone without their mahram male. Mahram male, those male people who, with whom she is unable to marry at any time. Like she is unable to marry with her father, with her brother, with her uncle, with her I think some other close relatives. So these are called mahram male. It means she is bound to go for Hajj accompanied by a mahram male. This condition or is only for the safety of the female. So that's why mahram male is obligatory. If she is not having any mahram male, she is not bound according to Islam to perform Hajj. She cannot find a mahram to accompany her. It is not obligatory for her to perform pilgrimage. It means mahram male is also the condition for female. After this, method will be discussed, but I think for today, because this is the first day, you will have some, maybe you have some questions, so you will be able to ask questions. Now I'm closing it, and then your turn for asking questions.